It started off with just motion, then motion he met Stanley. They always hunt together, considered each other family. Stanley a little older, but motion a little wiser. Two of the same kind, both niggas, they hated liars. Motion did a little bit, Stanley set the hood on fire. Kinda reminds some niggas a stringer bell from the wire. While he was doing a cook up, motion was doing some push-ups. Stanley ran his shit smooth every week. He had the real motion called Stanley phone to tell him he coming home. Stanley, he ain't sound too high, he wanted that nigga gone. Motion insisted in his voice. He asked him, he said he hoarse. Motion ain't think too much of it, cause beside them niggas boys. A couple months after that, motion walking through them doors. He got picked up by his nigga in that brand new photo Porsche. He took him to get some eat, he took him to meet a freak. He took him to get fresh and took him back to the streets. Motion thinking he finally home, Stanley wishing he still gone. Stanley ain't wanna share the pop, but he knew he had to put him on. Stanley gave him just 10 G's and connected him with the plug. Stanley figured with the money he got, motion was catching up. But 10 turned into 20, 20 turned into 40, 40 turned into 80. That nigga hustling crazy, now the plug kinda happy. Stanley could make it happen. While he was at the club, motion was still trapping. Motion need a bigger package, cause Stanley to see what's cracking. Told him he got 100 and do we think he could magic. Stanley acted all game, thinking the fortune and fame, but the sound of 100 make him do his main. Stanley was getting it in, but he ain't hit the 100 mark because of the cars and the jury plus all of that fucking off. Stanley, he going crazy, his mind working overtime, thinking how motion stacked 100 in that nigga time. A couple days went past, now Stanley he callin' motion to tell him he got his half and let's get this thing up in motion. Motion was down with it but heard something in his voice, kinda remind him of that day Stanley said he was hoarse. Now we know motion smart and ain't no fool, that's a course, but the way his luck been going, this had to be some kind of curse. So he fell back and told Stanley the streets is hot. Stanley told him, man, whatever, just meet me up at the spot. Motion arrived early to peep out the whole scenery. Motion, he knew Stanley, he knew he was kinda trickery. Stanley, he blown a motion, asking him where he at. Motion tell him be cool, he'll be there in a sec. Motion sitting in his car, then he see Stanley car pull off, but Stanley still in the house, that's when motion phone went off.
Hello? Hello?
This time it wasn't Stanley, it was his nigga Randy, asking him where he at. He got the drop up on some fatty. After the conversation, he accumulated a plan, but he couldn't understand what Randy said about his man. Information had him shocked, so he reached for his Glock, thinking about shit he doing right here on his own block. Motion, he called Stanley and told him he couldn't make it. Stanley acted all sad, but really that nigga fake it. See, Randy really the plug, and show Motion plenty love, so he told Motion what Stanley came and told his little cuz. Randy, he in another room, Stanley talking about a move. He mentioned Motion name, the money, and set the rules. Randy standing there quiet, all fucked up and confused, going back and forth with his options, thinking about what should he do. Randy called Stanley and told him got a delivery, but I don't want nobody to know about it, just you and me. Stanley walked through the door, Randy motion to have a seat. Randy was talking about real friends, trust and loyalty. Randy asked him did he agree, Stanley said with all three. Randy asked him plenty more questions, Stanley why the third degree? Randy apologized that Stanley threw narrow wide, then he called out for the package and two. Stanley surprised, motion at the door with two twins, 45. Motion, he looked at pissed, Stanley see murder in his eyes. Stanley said, what is this? Motion said, it's about that lick. Stanley played dumbfounded till his eyes seen Lil Nick. Stanley screamed, you a bitch. Randy said, I heard all that shit. Motion said, man, you shady. I knew you since we was babies. Lil Nick had left the room and was followed out by Randy. They ended up with just Motion, cause Motion said, fuck Stanley.